Grand Rising, guys. My name is Andrew Golden, aka Bandrew, and today I want to show you Energy Architect, how to design your life and elevate your energy. Now, for the last 3 years, I have gone from drug addict to job-free entrepreneur. And in those 3 years, I have had many experiences, failures, successes, and I've concentrated them into an 8-week program so that you can essentially gain all of the experience, knowledge, and wisdom that I have collected over the 3 years that I have been on this journey, and delivering it to you in a comprehensive manner so that you can use it in your life to level up. You know, a lot of people, they just want to do more. That's all they tell me. They just want to do more. And they can't really do that. They can't unlock that extra time that they have unless they tweak all of the different little facets that they have in their life that are keeping them from doing that. They have blocks, and I'm here to remove those blocks for you. There's a lot of ways that I've been trapped before in my own experience, and it took me a long time to get those blocks removed. And it took me 3 years. But here, it's going to take you 8 weeks. Maybe a little bit longer than that, but 8 weeks to deliver it and have me hold you accountable to do it. Let's get into it. So, I just have one question for you. Are you happy? Are you really happy? You know, how much time a day do you waste? How much time a day goes towards scrolling through Instagram, figuring out what you want to do and never really landing on a decision? You know, it's really important to know and keep track of actually how much time in a day isn't going towards productivity, because if you don't start with knowing, then you don't know how much time you need to start thinking about, okay, I need to start, how am I going to be able to utilize this time, right? You know, is what you're doing in your everyday life actually fulfilling you? Whether it's that you have a job or you're an entrepreneur or you're pretty happy with what you do to make money, but like when you have spare time, what are you spending that time doing? Is it actually something that makes you want more out of life? You know, do you even know why you're doing what you're doing? That's an important thing too, right? Another question here is your network giving you ample opportunities? Okay? A lot of people are going to say, you know, your network is your net worth, you know, but really, how is it your net worth? And I'm going to teach you why it is your net worth. You know, they always say like the collective 5 groups, 5 people that you hang out with is the level of your income, right? And that's true. But there is methods to make your network an absolute asset for you and everyone else in your network, okay? And it's really not a secret. It just takes experience. And I'm here to concentrate a potent delivery of all that experience to you through, honestly, in all those 3 years that I was collecting all of this information, I was just networking really the whole time. I've learned all of my stuff, all of my material from other people in my journey, and I'm here to give it to you. So, if you knew what to take action on every day, how much farther along in life would you be, right? If you actually had I need to do this, and this, like you had your action steps down, where would you actually be in life? If we knew what we needed to do every single day to move forward, we'd be millionaires by now, right? Like literally. So if you knew what it was that you needed to do and how to frame your goals so that you could actually create an organized list of everything that you knew you needed to do to progress forward and grow in your life, how much farther would you be? That's what you're going to get out of this course. Okay. What are you going to learn? What are you going to get? What is the value? Okay. I'm going to teach you daily time management, how to plan your days, weeks, and months, how to utilize the time in your day, because there is a difference between being busy and being effective. You know, you could spend all day doing things that you think are going to move you forward, but really, is it making you money? Is it a revenue generating activity, right? With the EA program, you are now going to have 28 hours in a day. Because if you can now utilize the 4 hours a day that you're wasting and put it into your time, You're literally a Superman now, or Superwoman. This program is for everybody. I make the joke 28 hours in a day because whenever I ask people the question, how much time do you think you're wasting? It's always over 4 hours. And so I'm like, oh my God, this is a huge detriment. This is a dilemma. We're in an epidemic of wasting time. And it's all thanks to these devices right here. I have 2 phones. And actually, I'm more productive because I have 2 phones. And I'll teach you how you can utilize that too if you can afford getting 2 phones. It's actually really easy. I'll teach you some hacks. Second thing you're going to get is the magic morning routine. You guys might have heard of the Miracle Morning or stuff like different books about morning routine. Well, I've read all of them. I've read all these books, and I've been able to concentrate it into very simple steps, very simple actions that you can do tomorrow morning. The first 2 hours of your day is really extremely important to know what you're going to be doing so that you can create forward momentum. Third thing, how to network like a pro. Pro is an acronym, PRO. Patience, repetition, organization. How to find balance between your creativity and productivity. And this is something that I'll go into in the next slide here. But finding a balance in a harmony in your life between those 2 things will ensure that you will maintain a steady level of fulfillment that, honestly, I shouldn't even use the word steady because it'll just continue to rise for the rest of your life. Okay. Next thing here is become more organized than you ever thought possible with God mode. I'm going to teach you the God mode techniques on how to stay organized and make it so that you can refer back to your notes. Refer back to your notes while multitasking and continue to always have access to them wherever you're at. It could be on paper and you have a picture of it. There's so many different things. You're going to get 8 weeks of me holding you accountable. So for those the duration of those 8 weeks, I will be hopping on for an hour a week with you. After giving you the material, you're going to look over it. We're going to hop on for an hour. I'm going to go over everything with you. Make sure that we're on the same page and that you understand the task at hand. Okay? And you can also text me. I'm an audio message guy. So if you want to talk to me after that hour-long call during the week, audio message me. I'm going to ask you, send me an audio message of your progress. What are we doing this week? What did you do? What did you not do? How can we get better? What are your wins? How can we capitalize on that? And then you're also going to get a lot more than what's listed here, just because if you have access to me for 1 hour a week, there's going to be a lot of gold nuggets shoved into your brain. Okay, I hope you got room in there because there's about to not be. All right. So, the question that's burning on your mind right now, who am I? Why am I qualified to teach you anything? What the hell do I know? Who the hell is Andrew Golden and why should I listen to him? Why is this course valuable at all? Well, like I said in the beginning, I went from drug addict to job-free entrepreneur in 3 years. Okay. And I'm going to tell you my story here. And I have refined my knowledge from that 3-year period into tools, tactics, and strategies that anyone can use in their life as soon as they commit to it. Now, for the first half of my life, I was not in a period of growth. I was not in an environment for growth because I had an abusive father and the restrictions of a very strict religion. Okay, and having this relationship with my father and being the oldest out of 4 kids at the time, I was afraid to ask questions because I was always told, think before you speak. Think before you speak. What really that did was make me self-conscious of the things that came out of my mouth before they even came out of my mouth. And so I was afraid to ask questions for so long because of the consequences that I would incur upon myself. Being called stupid for not knowing by my own dad, right? It's not a fun scene, not a pretty scene, but we skyrocketed to the moon out of that. When I'm sure you've heard of the quote, strict parents make sneaky kids. Well, boy, was I sneaky. Now, when I turned into a teenager, I got a little more freedom, as everyone does, right? And so I found an outlet. I found a way to express myself in a way that I had never expressed myself ever before in my life. That was through drugs, alcohol, addiction, partying, running away, and I really dove into the pursuit of pleasure, which, as we know, is the circle of suffering. And it started out very modestly with weed and alcohol and stuff. And really, I'm not going to go all deep into it. I don't have to paint the picture of how ugly it really was for you to understand that the only thing that I didn't do was heroin. I was a complete and total drug addict and alcoholic for around 3 years. And I had dug a very deep hole for me to claw my way out of. Now, one fateful summer day at 6 p.m. around sunset, right? The sun's setting. It's a beautiful scene. I'm sitting there and I'm pondering life. And I'm actually on psychedelics here. And I have a vision, okay? I had a vision of me growing into an old, gray-haired, homeless drug addict dying of an overdose in the street. This frightened me, okay? In my mind, I'm now thinking, where does it go from here? What next? What's next? Where does my life go? All I knew was that I wanted to be successful. All I knew was that I wanted to be successful, and this was not going to get me there. And that moment, that was the very split second in time where I made a decision. I said, I'm going to turn my life around. And that's when I started to take a complete 180 on where my life was going. I changed the trajectory. I decided to not give in to external forces, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going there. I'm not going to die of an overdose in the street, as crazy as it sounds. And so what did I start doing? I went on YouTube. I started watching YouTuber after YouTuber after YouTuber. I had a lot of really, really good mentors. And guess what? All those mentors that I had in the beginning don't even know I exist because they were all online. I didn't have people in my physical world to teach me these things. I had to go from online sources. And, living in this age of information overload, there's a lot of bullshit. And so how do we know what's true? Well, that's why I'm here to concentrate and give you potent information of everything that I learned from all those YouTubers and all the experience thereafter. Now, first thing I started doing was reading books. I discovered the power of reading. And if you're not reading now, we're going to get you on that because that's extremely important. And that is the gift that keeps on giving. I'm going to give you a book list that allows you to read these books over and over and over again, where a lot of the information I'm teaching you is literally just potent, concentrated information from these books. Now, I started reading books, and I shortly after that, I started meditating and journaling around the same time. Now, after I started doing this is really when it got interesting because for the first time ever, I wasn't overthinking. I had a clear head. And most importantly, I was empowered because I had a sense of direction that I had never had in my life ever up until that point because I knew where I wanted to go and I had some idea of how to get there and I was giving myself the tools to continue to do that. Now, just because my thoughts, my mindset and my health were in a much better place, that didn't mean that I knew what I wanted to do as a career. That didn't mean that I knew what I wanted to do to make money and what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. But I did know one thing. I knew that I wanted to be a millionaire because, I'm thinking, I'm like, what do I want to do? I'm looking at these YouTubers. I'm looking at people on social media. Oh, being a millionaire sounds really cool. Let's try to do that. And so one thing that I learned from a very young age is that being wealthy, getting rich is actually 90% self-development. It's 90% about how you think and how you view the world. It's not so much about the actions you take. Of course, that's crucial. You can't just sit there all day and meditate and be like, I'm going to get rich. The money's going to come to me. Hell no. But anyways, yeah, so I wanted to be a millionaire. And so after reading the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's very popular. If you haven't heard about it, you're going to read it. After reading that book, I could never think the same. And I knew that going to college and getting a job was not going to be the way to get rich. It wasn't going to teach me how to get rich at all. I wasn't going to be able to do it. And so I started to look into different money-making opportunities. I started an e-commerce company. I was going hard on graphic design. I was going full Gary V on Facebook Marketplace flipping. And God, that stuff is actually really effective if you want to make some quick cash. So I'm making money with all these things, right? But it was not fulfilling me. I was not fulfilled. Despite being able to see expansions, I had depth of vision in all these things that I was doing, I was not dedicated. I was not happy from doing all this. And so when I discovered the world of financial trading, that you could turn this into an ATM, I was hooked. In my first 2 weeks, I turned $250 into $2,000 by completely gambling, okay? Now, do you think I was excited? Oh, hell yeah, I was. I thought I was going to be a millionaire in 6 months. I was like, peace out, guys. I don't need you anymore. I'm going to be a millionaire on my phone. We're good. Super good. And very quickly after that, I learned the volatility and the risk actually associated with the markets. That same day, actually that same week, I ended up crashing my car. But I'm like, no worries. It's all good. I'm gonna make it. I'm a pro trader. My middle name, Warren Buffett. We're good. I got money in the bank. And so I use the trading profits. I buy a new car, and I'm sitting on the top of the world. And I go back that night to make all the money back. I'm smugly thinking, yeah, it's gonna be easy. I'm just gonna make it back just like I made. I'm just gonna get it just like I made it, right? And in 10 minutes, I had lost $700. My stomach sank. Because now I saw the power of what I was dealing with. I was like, I can make money really fast, and I can lose it even faster. Now, I'm not going to be teaching you how to trade Forex, crypto, and everything else in this course. And if you would like, I will direct you to those people who are going to do that. But that night, I made a commitment. I'm going to master this. This is going to be my vehicle to financial freedom, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. Again, I made a decision. See, there's a common theme here. It's about making a decision and taking immediate action. After I made that decision, life was never the same. Now, over the course of 6 months, right after that, I had found a network marketing company selling trading education. And over the course of 6 months, I signed up over 200 people for that company. And I was learning and then teaching trading, had my face buried in books, self-development, like obsessed over here. And I was actually so successful that I was able to quit my job. And do this full time. And, it's funny because as soon as that happened, the momentum started to go down, because at that time, I'm thinking over here, I'm a job-free entrepreneur, but no, false. I'm just making money. There's a difference between being an entrepreneur and making money online. You could be making money online all day, but not have the routines and the minds that's required to actually be a successful job-free entrepreneur. And that's what I'm going to be teaching you in this course, is how to actually develop yourself to the point where you have the energy and the frequency, you're set to the frequency to achieve that goal. So 6 months goes by and I'm like just grinding, man, but it's just not really, like the momentum's not there. I'm hanging out with friends a lot more. And I see a piece of myself leaving, and that piece is my creative passions. I wasn't doing anything beyond making money to fulfill me, and that scared me. I don't want to be a type A personality. I don't want to be the type of person that is only interested in making money and is like bothered by not making money. And so I knew I had to make a change, and that's when I found the balance between creativity and productivity. There is a harmony between those two things, and that's one of my biggest values in life, is finding that balance for myself and helping others achieve the same thing. Now, there's two sides to the spectrum. There's the guy that's super creative and just loves everything that he's making all the time, but he has all these ideas but isn't productive enough to put it into motion. He doesn't know how to take action. And then there's a guy, the other side, the productive guy, who's just like going crazy all the time, boom, 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 making money, but is like he doesn't do anything else with his time, doesn't have that creative passion, therefore is not a rich human being inside, not rich with character. And so there is a balance between those two things. And I'm a living example that you can be wildly financially successful and still put a lot of time and energy into something that you love, something to create that you love. Okay. Now the rest of the story. Okay, so I actually ended up getting a job right after that because I was making YouTube videos now. I was making music again. And I was like, dude, yeah, I'm feeling so fulfilled. This is great. This is awesome. However, because I was so focused on that, I lost all the momentum with trading and network marketing and all that. And so I had to get another job. I had to humble myself now because, I was blasting on social media like, I'm job free, screw you guys, I'm out, I'm never coming back. Guess what? 6 months later, I'm back. Hey, and I had a good enough mindset at the time, thank God, to where I didn't see that as a failure. Instead, in my mind, I was like, you know what? I'm actually successful right now. I am successful at finding one more way that being a job-free entrepreneur isn't going to work. And so I utilized that time. I got that job with intention. The intention to use my time being supported by the W-2 income to develop the routines, mindset, and attitude that is required to be a job-free entrepreneur. And with that comes a lot of skills. And so that's what I did. I was able to quit my job again within a year. I started in November and I quit, I started in August and I quit in November of 2022. And I've been a job-free entrepreneur ever since. Now, a lot happened in that year that I had the job and everything. Today's date is February 10th, 2023. Now, a lot happened between then. Long story short, I networked with my current business partner, Brian Davis. We started the thing that is now called the MI5 movement, and we had a vision to create millionaires. We had a mission to create millionaires in 5 years, and we have created 25 people with six-figure incomes, including ourselves, since the inception of that company. Now, another company was created within then called Grand Rising Financial. Now, with them, and that's a funding brokerage. Our specialty is 0% interest business lines of credit. I'm going to help you. I'm going to teach you how to use a 0% interest. Okay, what would you do if you had a $100,000 credit card at 0% interest? Huh? Get the gears turning, my guy, because I'm going to give you a bunch of more ideas. Once you're talking to me every week, it's over. It's over. See, the way that I make money is I borrow money from the banks, invest that money, and repay the banks. And I still have that money working for me. Blew your mind just now. That's how you do it. That's how I do it, and that's how you can do it too. And I'll give you a lot of different tips and tricks while you have my time. Now, you heard the story, and you get why I am qualified to teach you this now. With the refinement of all of that time, all of those experiences, I have been able to master my time management, my networking, and my morning routine, and so much more that I'm going to be delivering to you in a compendious manner, which means comprehensively and concisely. It might not be so concise if you start asking me questions. I'm going to go off on a lot of tangents and give you even more value, but that's how we're going to do it. All right. Now, let's get into it. The magic morning routine, okay? You're going to learn everything that you need to know about sleep health, and I'm going to even give you some resources to learn even more, because waking up is pointless if you're tired, right? One of the secrets of the wealthy is that they wake up early, but there's no point in doing that if you're waking up at 5 a.m. and you're ready to go for a nap in 3 hours, right? There's no point in that. It's not time used wisely, and you're not going to get any value out of that time. You're better off spending it sleeping, and that is facts. Now, I'm going to be teaching you what should you do within the first 2 hours of you waking up, because the first 2 hours of your morning are valuable. That is time that should be spent for you. That should be time spent for setting your intention for the day and getting your momentum on a forward-moving path so that you can tackle the day with relentless action taking. I just kind of said it. Create forward momentum. Own your morning. Elevate your life. If you can own your morning every single day for 365 days, you are going to be a drastically different person. And I'm going to also teach you in this module here about why journaling and meditation is so key for your continued success. Now notice why I underlined continued success, because you can be successful without journaling and meditation. Yes, yeah, you can. You don't need that stuff. But why is it key for your continued success? Because journaling and meditation keeps you non-complacent. You're going to be constantly setting new goals whenever you're journaling. And I'm going to teach you all the different methods that I use for journaling to actually make it effective. Daily reflective journaling. Okay, that's a key element to being wildly successful and never really having those moments where you feel like you're in a rut, because you're constantly painting a picture of a mirror of your life that you now get to view from a third-party perspective. Daily time management. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to time block properly. All millionaires and billionaires time block. Time blocking is when you set specific amounts of time for different tasks, activities, different things that you need to do. I'm going to teach you about the opportunity flow. Now, the opportunity flow is something that I created over the span of the last year, where you are. So think about this. When you are getting that forward momentum and you've been going for 2 weeks now, you're in a flow. You all of a sudden are like, I know what the next thing to do is. I complete this and then this is the next step. I complete this and that's the next step. You're in the opportunity flow. You're in a flow of knowing what the next opportunity for you is, right? And so when you take yourself out of the opportunity flow, when you go drink for the night, when you smoke weed for a whole week and you're just like, whoa, where did the time go? I've been through all these things. It took me a long time to become completely sober. There was a time where I would drink every single night while still being a job-free entrepreneur. There was a time when I would, when I moved into my own place, I was like smoking weed every single day. We can talk about that on these calls. Guys, I used to be a drug addict, right? I've taken other people from being a drug addict to an entrepreneur. Who else do you know that can convince a drug dealer to get a 9-to-5 again, to get a freaking job? Me. I did that. Okay? I'm going to teach you the best system for daily, weekly, and monthly planning, because if you really want to master your time, you need to get all of that down. You need to know what you're doing for the month, the week, and the day, most importantly. Why? Because you take it one day at a time, you're going to be more successful. If you get one thing out of the whole course, it's daily time management. You're going to need that. Also, scheduling like a job-free entrepreneur. How to schedule calls with people, how to do it weeks in advance, how to make it automatic, how to automate everything that about time. This is kind of like on the networking spectrum, but yeah, you're going to learn how to do that. God mode. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to activate God mode within your organization. Okay, what are the tools and technology that you can use to stay organized? Because guys, we live in 2023. There is so many different tools, technologies, and just like things that we can use to make our lives easier. And that's a part of my personality. Is I love using that technology and utilizing the resources that we're given for free. Honestly, a lot of this stuff is free. And we're able to make our lives drastically easier. And so that we can, so here's why you need God mode organization, because your brain is for having ideas, not for holding them. You get it? Okay, that's why people say write things down, write it down when you have the idea. Okay, and I'm going to go way deep into that. There's it's not just that simple. There's a lot of science to that, and that's how it's going to I'm going to drive it into your head. I'm going to cut it off here. Your brain's for having them, not for holding them. You need to write it down. You need to be organized. You're going to stop having random notes everywhere. For me, for a long time, probably in the last year, I figured this out. I had all these papers everywhere. I'm taking notes on so many different things. I had all these random freaking papers. I got folders full of notes that I'm never looking at. I just don't look at that. It's not a good use of my time to go through that. Oh, what do I want to learn? Like, what do I take notes on? All these notes are shit. Like, I didn't even take good notes, okay? Like, you're going to learn how to get these random notes and take notes on paper and then do something with it, okay? how to maximize with the notes that you do take, okay? There's a system that I've developed where now you don't have to go back and read those notes. You're always going to be having that in your brain through audio. I'm just going to give you that one. There you go. You turn your notes into audio. Now you can listen to it all the time, okay? I'll teach you all the best ways to do that. Why being organized is so important. I kind of just went over it in the beginning. Your brain is for having them, not for holding them. Extremely important. You want to be setting yourself up in a manner that you don't have to be thinking, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. Oh, I had this cool idea earlier. I'll just keep thinking about it. No. Get all that out, spew it out. Give yourself an outlet so that your brain power, your bandwidth, because you do have a certain amount of bandwidth that you're able to use every single day. Make it so that you can now shift it to where you're just only in idea mode. You're making new ideas. You're not constantly harboring them. Network like a pro. Technology to use for networking. Strategies to get the most out of your relationships so that you can, and I'm not saying how to use people. I'm saying how to actually build relationships with people so that you can now receive opportunity from them. So that you can actually so that you can create more opportunity for yourself out of creating a large network, okay? My philosophy is that the more people that you know, the more opportunities that you have access to. How to network like a pro. Notice how it's an acronym. Patience, repetition, organization. That's all I'm going to give you. How to find more events to go to and how to make your own networking events. Creating my own networking events is something that I've been learning for the last couple months, and I'm going to be taking action on that multiple times this year. If you're in my area, please come. It's going to be awesome. If you're not, come fly out. We'll make it happen. How to find more events, why it's important to constantly be going to different networking events in your area and across the country and around the world. I'm going to teach you how to find those events. Why having a large network is so important, okay? Like I said, more people you know, more access to opportunity. The more bullshit that you know is out there too, because everyone's got a deal, okay? I've got a deal for you right now. Everyone's got a deal, okay? You want to know what the deals are so that you know which ones not to look at and which ones to put all your attention on. Okay, I'm going to teach you in this section the success triangle. Andrew Golden's guide on how to join the Illuminati. Just kidding, okay? The success triangle is a very simple concept, okay? One point of the triangle, network everywhere you go. You want to always be networking. Always be networking online. When you find someone that you're talking to in the comments, hit them up in the DMs, When you're out in public, the guy at the coffee shop that you made eye contact would be like, hey, what's up, man? I would, you have a cool outfit. It's just something, right? Always be networking. Always be going to the events. Find new ways to meet people constantly. Put yourself out there. A lot of people are going to say it's about who you know, right? Wrong. Absolutely. I mean, it's only 50% who you know. It's about who knows you. Who knows who you are and why you're valuable. Okay, if you don't put yourself out there and they don't have some idea of what you do, they're not going to know how they can help you or how you can help them. If you know a millionaire and they don't know you, what the hell is the point of that? You're not getting anything out of that relationship. And I am friends with millionaires and they invite you to dope things, okay? They're not going to invite you to nothing if they don't know who you are, okay? Second point of the triangle is learn, develop your skills, become an expert in a new thing or become an expert in something that you're already an expert at. Okay, you want to be spending time every day to create new ideas. You want to be constantly in a state of I never thought of that before. What if I did it like this? You want to be always in a state like that. And I'm going to teach you how to put time in your day so that you can actually make that valuable for yourself. Third point of the triangle is share the knowledge that you learn with your network. Everything connects for a reason. Add value to the people that you know so that they will think of you. Andrew's been helping me out a lot lately. I have an opportunity. I'm going to go talk to him and see if he's interested. One person could change your life by doing that. You share what you're getting into. You share the knowledge that you know. Could be one time of you doing that changes your life. It was for me. Extra gold nuggets that you'll be getting. Access to my audio note Telegram channel. Okay, I make all of my notes into audios and I put them on Telegram. Gain knowledge to all the private deals that I partake in. Since I have such a large network, I have been networking with people and talking to them about what are you doing? How can I be involved? Now I can involve them with you, and I'm so happy that I'm able to share new opportunities with you and things that you may not even think is possible to exist. Trust me, I'm going to blow your mind. Mindset training that will change how you think forever, okay? I've gone through a lot of training. I've gone through several different trainings before, and I've received lots of knowledge from other people who concentrate their knowledge and give it to you in a potent manner, okay? And basically, I'm taking all of that collective experience and infusing it into you, okay? There's a lot of very valuable ways to think about life. It's not about lying and because mindset, right? There's that word again, mindset. Everyone talks about it. You need the abundance mindset, the mindset of positivity. You need the millionaire mindset. Okay, what the hell does that even mean? Mindset is such a platitude, and mindset doesn't even really mean anything valuable anymore because it's used so much. There's so many different aspects to having a good mindset. And so, I'm going to be able to show you what having a good mindset actually is. It's not about lying about the different things that are happening in your life. If you're going through a disaster, don't be like, oh yeah, no, everything's fine. It's all good. I'm going to be okay. Everything's taken care of. No, you're going through a disaster. So instead of lying to yourself about what's actually happening, because that's not a good vibration, you need to reframe it. Instead be like, wow, that deal that I had, it just totally fell through. Now, this is giving me the opportunity to look for new deals. Now I'm in the process of looking for new opportunities within my situation. It's about the way that you think about things that creates the life that you have in the future. I'm going to be giving you access to my book list, all the best books that I've read and that I want to read that I know are good. I'm going to be giving that to you. All the trainings that I go to myself, how I just talked about the trainings. Yep, I'm going to make it so that you have access to those now. I'm going to give you access to magic spells, okay? And I'm going to give the last one to you, or my favorite one. This is literally the most valuable magic spell that I have, and these are words, phrases, and sentences that you can repeat and talk and say every single day that literally create magic within your life. They create results. They create new feelings for you. They put you in a different mindset. They make you feel good. They make you feel good. That's what's important. I'm going to be teaching you how to build your own brand. I'm in the process of doing it right now. I'm not a pro, but I'm going to teach you everything that I do know. I'm going to teach you everything about building your brand that I've gotten from different people. I've taken lots of notes, and I'm going to be giving that to you in a concentrated manner. And you'll see. I'm going to be giving you all of the knowledge that I've gained from starting 2 different companies, MI5 and Grand Rising Financial. I'm going to be teaching you what kind of thought process you need to be going through if you do plan on starting your own business, okay? Now, what's the price and what is the opportunity that I'm giving you? Okay, Energy Architect 8-week program costs $1,000, okay? And you might be thinking, oh, I'm already off. You lost me. $1,000? Nope. Not it. Sorry, man. That's a lot of money. Okay. Think about the value that I'm bringing you, though. 3 years of concentrated knowledge. You just watched the presentation. How much extra money do you think you could make for paying $1,000? Which there are payment plans that we can discuss. If you watch this and you don't have the money and you want to start today, let's talk. I'll negotiate. Let's make it happen. I want to help you. I'm here to genuinely help people and give them an opportunity to level up in life and do more. Okay, I was going to do this whole thing for free. I was going to do this whole program for absolutely 100% free. And I talked to one of my millionaire mentors and he goes, no. What are you doing? Don't even think like that. Okay, because you're giving people value. If you're truly going to give them the things that you just told me you're going to give them, you are shooting yourself in the foot and wasting your own time if you're going to do it. Because when people pay, they're ready to commit. So half the reason that I'm charging $1,000 for this course is for your benefit. Because if you pay $1,000, are you going to do it? Hell yeah, you're going to do it. You ain't just going to pay $1,000 and be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, like, sorry, like, yeah, I'll talk to you once, Andrew. I'll talk to you every week, but I ain't going to do nothing, I want you to actually see this as, I want you to see it with the goggles of the value that it actually is, because really I'm bringing you over $10,000 in value here. $10,000 really should be the price of this. I was going to charge more, and then I was talking to somebody. I think $1,000 is the price that I want to land on. This course really should be $3,000, but it has $10,000 worth of value because it's going to make you a lot more than $10,000 this year. Okay. For every here's the opportunity. Because when people have extra time, they're like, dude, what can I start doing right now that's going to make me money? I want to make money right now. I have all this extra time. I feel like I'm on fire, bro. What can I do today? Well, for every referral that you bring me, I will give you $500. If you sign up, if you get Johnny and Johnny comes to me, I'll get on the call with him. Use me as a resource. You don't need to know anything about this community. You don't need to know anything. You just mean like, hey, dude, this court, like I heard you talking about time management. My friend Andrew is doing this, or this guy Andrew that I know is doing this. I have him on social media. I'll get on the call with him. I'll break it all down for him, and you will get $500 when they make the purchase, when they make the decision, when they make the commitment. That's $500 in your pocket. Okay. That's a 50-50 profit split. Okay, I'm trying to be generous. I want to create opportunities for the masses. Okay, and this is one of the ways that I'm going to be doing it this year. If you bring 2 referrals in 7 days, I'm going to give you, if you can't afford it and you're like, you know what, I want a challenge. I want to accept a challenge. I will give you a 7-day period where you can get the entire opportunity for free, completely 100% free 99. Get this course, no money out of pocket. Now, if you get 1 person in 7 days, I'll give you a 7-day extension, and then we'll do it. After that, we're gonna have to do some sort of payment plan. If you get, for every 1 person you bring, that's $500 off basically, and you get 2 weeks to do it in total, but 1 week to get 2 people. So, yeah, really, guys, I just want to be able to bring my experiences to people of the world, the people of the world. It could be people, really any age group can do this. It's really, do you want to do more with your time? Do you want to get more out of life and start to level up? If you're like feeling like you're doing good, but there's a level that you haven't been able to break past, I hope that I have the solution for you. And if you haven't even started yet, God, do I have the solution for you. Guys, it has been I've taken 45 minutes of your time tonight, and I hope that you have received some value. I hope that you have gotten some gold nuggets that you have been looking for, and that this opportunity is right for you. And if it is, I want to say thank you for letting me live my passion, for letting me pursue my passion, because my passion in life, my purpose in life is to provide tools, tactics, and strategies that leave a legacy. I want to leave tools, tactics, and strategies that live forever. I want to create videos, audios, books, courses like this that last years after I'm alive. I want things to last forever, the things that are timeless. Okay, I already told you my 2 values. That's it, guys. Thank you for your time. Contact me. Hit me up after this. Even if you're not going to buy it, I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Take care, guys.